Ekse Z'thini, we are live in Makana up and down again, but for the third episode, still no sisi. What is happening, as you all know, there is a new part that we have in Makana, and she is also one of the candidates, the Ward Councilors. So she's gonna unpack on what is it, about who is she, and also ones and only for the communities of Imakanda, and the questions as well. Sisi kunjani?
Siyaphila futhi yakhonto kunjani wena?
Siyaphila no siyabulela noba sifikile namhlanje. So uzozazisa kubaphulaphuli ba like and the viewers as well bongubani na.
Igama lami ndinguNontuthuzelo Blow ndingumamgwevu isiduko ndizalwa ngumamnqarhwane ngumhlali walapha eRhini ndizalelwe ndakhulela lapha eRhini. Ndizalelwe lapha eRhini ndafunda ndaphangela ndatshata ndiyinkosikazi yasemampondweni kaClass ngulimise igama lami lasemtyantini.
Okay. Ndimamele nje ngikuva ukhale ngamangwevu uqala phina ukhala ngaGlass again ndiyafuna isibanga wapha endlini la ikuqibile.
Okay.
Because pha endlini kusemangwevu nakuGlass.
Okay. Wow.
So in the okay, sesilapha. So namhlanje usibizile like masizoba lapha like sincokole nawe about izinto ezininzi ezialpheka namhlanje. Can you briefly tell us like why are we here, why you called us?
Okay, njengoba sisiyazi mosi ngokwe stipulations ze democracy is that after ixesha elithile urhulumente obe in power uye abantu emva kweminyaka ethile ba reviewishe ba okay urhulumente wenze kakuhle okanye urhulumente akenzanga kakuhle, then emva kwalo 5 years kuvotwe ke kube kule process ye votes ne. So ngoku ke ngoku it's that time again ebomini babantu abase South Africa bathi baphila phansi kwe democracy kuzawuvotwa, and there's too many things abantu abahlali abakhala ngazo ezayamenene nohanjiswa kwenkonzo lento kuthiwa service delivery ngesingesi. So kule minyaka edlulileyo abantu bafilish ba urhulumente khange enze ngokwezithembiso. Basically urhulumente ubaphoxela abantu.
Okay.
Yeah, so ngoku ke ngoku abantu bafuna ukuzibonakalisa bafuna uvakalisa i-disappointment yabo kulento urhulumente ayenzileyo. Then kamandi we live in a democracy, so kuzawuvotwa abantu sifuna singabahlali baseRhini ngasike senze i-change sifake urhulumente noko ozawukwazi uzimamela izikhalazo zethu and bring positive change eMakanda, even kwi-South Africa yonke, because lento ayonto yaseMakana qha into yoba abantu bafilishe babaphoxakele ngurhulumente. So ndicele ke ukuba manize apha because ndifuna uthetha nge-option entsha that endibawela abantu baseRhini bayiconsiderishe, which is ukuvotela i-candidates ezi-independent. And then kule ke indawo mna ndithetha ndime kuyo ndi-independent candidate but ndiphansi kwe-structure ekuthiwa i-MCF, iMakana Citizen Front.
Yeah.
So iMakana Citizen Front basically it's not a political organization. It's a movement yabahlali. It's like it's civic society basically. So ixesha elininzi ke ngoku abantu babanengxaki mosi yovotela i-independent candidates because they are not accountable to anyone. I-MCF ke ngoku was created as a structure to mitigate against lanto yoba xa umuntu simvotele ngenambutho asiyazi basawuthini na xa engadeliverished. So ngoku i-MCF structure is to hold i-candidates ezivotelwa phansi kwegama le-MCF accountable if azikwazi ukuphendula imibuzo yabantu okanye azikwazi uadressa ingxaki zabahlali.
So you mean abantu bebevotela without imibutho like Punjab?
Yes, that's basically what independent candidates were about.
How is that possible anyway?
Well, good democracy kaloku i-choices ziba ninzi, but it does not always mean zi-right ubone zizawuyielda good results. Ezinye izinto funeka zenziwe zifeile to see okay this is where the gap is. Now i-MCF is there to fill that gap yentoba if I vote for you Aslan andizoya pha kokwenu ndifika ungekho ndingayazi ba mandithini na, ngoku ndizawuhamba ndiye kwesi structure wena uvotelwe phansi kwegama laso ndithi uAslan usiphethe kakubi pha ewadini akaziphendula izikhalazo zethu asimazi nalapha ebusweni okanye awufudukile ngokuhlala ngapha sikwazi umfumana. So now i-MCF ke ngifuna uphelisa la gap.
Okay, and also in like MCF is not a political party, but is operating on a political sphere. Like Peter, but njani, like when you're into politics, but you are not a political party. Like how it's a njani?
Well, and then nomanza ukwazi uyicacisa na, but ke izinto i-politics aziqala eParliament okanye aziqali under the banner of a political party because i-services izibhatalelwa ngabantu who are politically inclined, in a way, people that are in political organizations and people that are not in political organizations. So if ke ngoku asikho i-structure that can represent abantu abangenazi interest ezine-party politics, it means there's no democracy. So lento yoba kubekho independent candidates okanye imibutho that ingezo political party but it can play on the political field, it's just a highlight of democracy that there's a space for everyone to discuss and be listened to, and the issues zabo zi-addressed because we pay tax to the government. Noba sikwi political party, noba we are not. So I hope I make sense.
Yeah, you make sense, but now you're not sure if you're gonna be able to answer this question. So meaning that we MCF got founders zayo, yeah, about formation lombutho, and then appointed like Ward Councilors. Yeah, who are the founders of the MCF?
MCF is an original idea ka Ayanda Kota and other people ke ngoku ebe interested ukuba zi independent candidates.
Who are those people?
People like there's abantu abakwi civic society in Grahamstown, like MCF is made up of people from different areas, the community as a Grahamstown.
You
like,
can mention them.
Okay.
If they don't mind.
No, they don't mind. We've got people like Professor Philip Makana. Okay. We've got ofana no Mr. Lungile Mqube, Mr. Nchiba. We've got Mamuno Skebo so Klujwa. We've got Ayanda Kota. We've got like abanye abantu they from the religious background, like from Ezcaweni Kusina bona befundisi. It's a mix. It's like it's a melting pot of different people. Then we've got abantu anifuna ukuthi ngabantu, but we've got
community.
Yes, ordinary community members, you know, like without belittling status sabo, like mhlambe kule bandi qale ndabiza umuntu oyiprofessor, but we've got a mixture of people.
Or our categorize as about a little bit more than njengabanye abantu, because where up is that ever since you mentioned these names, like created a sense that okay, so it's Ayanda Kota, Philip Mechanic, meaning that it's UPM, it's MRA now. Just forgot to look about down. So
Socialist Revolution, what?
Yeah, exactly. I remember now. So come mistaken city like Lemibucho, just mentioned now, UAT Beneyo and Kafunisha Lombucho. And if you come like I think Mucho was formed Kalakashabeguti Bene Abathali Bonke, no taxi, plus these organizations.
Yes.
So a formation Lombucho. But now references Makam on takes corner on this initiative you create where now.
They're still part of the conversation, yes.
Or part of the conversation, but not of the initiative itself.
No, abaseko. Like I get umntu enza uthi uyi-representative okanye uyi-candidate osuka from the taxi okanye khange ba-forward egama for a candidate.
Okay, to lead them, to be part of this.
Yes.
Okay, so what was the main objective of Yonge Lemibutho Njemidibene or MCF now? Like Z'thini injongo zayo ubheka phambili from when it was initiated back then the protest ekhona. Z'thini imvumo izigqibo ezigqibiweyo kuzofinisha lo mbutho and then move forward.
Well, tragedy that has brought us together, sorry, urhulumente that is in power is not delivering. So the idea is to create urhulumente ozawumamela ingxaki zabantu and work from a policy that addresses ingxaki zabantu ngohlobo abantu bazipresenta ngalo. Like umzekelo K Street eParkini ukho indawo yakhiweyo pha, i-tennis court,
Police ground.
Exactly. I often ask myself, bazange ndibone nomnye umuntu odlala itennis elokishini. And secondly, equipment ye-tennis is very expensive. Yabona iyobekwa kwenye areas ezisokolayo kakhulu elokishini because it's an informal settlement in most parts pakula area, ne? So if urhulumente came down and communicated with constituents to say there's this amount of money, what can we do for this community? Uyayibona nje ukuthi ixesha elininzi abantu elokishini badlala isoccer, not that ndifuna ukulimit abantwana baselokishini into playing soccer, but what is the point of wasting money that is not there and building a tennis court that is not going to be used? Uyayibona ndithi into zayibona ezolandela, that place izawumoshakala kuzithathwa izinto kuthini. Now wasting money that could have been invested kwezinye izinto that could have helped people.
And I understand kakuhle futhi xa uthetha ngebhaka, meaning that eyona njongo ngabantu abatsha le unithethayo, because we understand that the facility was meant for abantu abatsha because it's a sporting ground because sporting courts ezininzi even because there's a sports center phakathi, so meaning that you have injongo zophuhlisa abantu abatsha also as MCF.
Yeah, like ukuphuhlisa as many parts of ikhini okanye as many categories zabantu basekhini, because it's not fair to say ukuphuhlisa abantu abatsha, because according to imithetho yase South Africa abantu abatsha is 18 to 35 years. But if you're 36 years old, you are fit, you can work, you need development. Uyayibona le ndithethayo. So if there could be a way in which urhulumente uhlala phansi nabantu abamamele izidingo zabantu, angenzi nelento yofika ne-solutions ezingekho applicable to a situation yabantu, uyayibona le ndithethayo.
So meaning MCF says mamele like izidingo zabantu already, you have them like on hand.
Not zonke, but we are still doing door-to-door campaigns area where we can access izindlu zabantu. Uyayibona ndithetha like last week we were elokishini and we moved from
Fingo to Shalani.
Yes, and even to extension 7. So ukumamela, I think that's what MCF is trying to do, is to listen, because awunonceda umuntu ungayazi ingxaki yakhe bayintoni na. So we believe that people need to be listened to, bazi express ingxaki zabo ngokohlobo abaziva ngalo bona, because I cannot tell you this is how you should express your problems. Yaziwa nguwe, I have no authority.
So senisivile so far izikhalazo zabahlali or izidingo zabahlali, or khona unozipoint out like nje just to highlight?
For starters, abantu abaninzi ababazi nobazoceba babo, abanazi contact details zabo. Abantu xa umuntu enengxaki uyakwazi uya kamasipala afika ngahoyeki. For example, besasine case kwi-MRA, like the organization that I work for, your mama extension 6 ebehleli ne-sewage endlini, spillage iyadi yonke yazongena nalapha endlini for 18 months, an 83-year-old woman. Yayibona izinto ezinjalo, and it had to take i-organization engengorhulumente to have umasipala act and address the issue. After 18 months, imagine iza chemicals zireleaswa ila sewage pha endlini and they have to live with that. So zizinto ezinjalo, and also indaba yoba i-bylaws zingekho updated nezo that are still applicable as enforced. Yabona izinto ezinjalo, naxa umuntu enengxaki it takes 18 months to respond. That is not what the Batupili principle is about. Abantu, they need to be put first. And iti urhulumente must do magics and fix things ngoku, but I think communication ibalulekile ba okay, awuninawo amanzi namhlanje, this is the reason you do not have water today, so that nawe uzoyazi okay amanzi awekho namhlanje, ngomso xa amanzi ebuyile funeke ndizipreparishele ba okay ngomso omnye amanzi awazobakho, ndizawuthulula emapheleni so that ndizokwazi ufunctiona for that day, because amanzi bubomi.
Yeah. So anika vindo like from like your strongest point maybe suka kumhlali like directly othi I need this, like not that ba uzibonela ba okay kukho lento enzekayo nale ingenziwayo, like umuntu athi thina we need this in this community.
Into abantu abayifunayo kakhulu ngumsebenzi ne, because abantu bafuna ukukwazi uziphilisa.
Yes.
And basically people just want life, which is a very basic thing. Anything that's going to give them life, anything that is legit that will give them life.
Yeah. Like for instance, like I'm below 35 years, and I know that Tina Banbasha, what we need, like if I could advocate for Banbasha, I would say Tina Banbasha, like Sifuna if facilities where you buy like abantwana basekhulayo xa besuka ezikolweni bakwazi ukuba nendawo abazoya kuyo, maybe to do homeworks zabo, maybe to meet peers and have maybe fun games, like indawo abantu bazokwazi ukukhula beyazi ba okay Tina as like young people, this is where we go so that we can stay away from business fun, alcohol abuse, substance abuse and crime and all that stuff. Like what are the aims of maybe the MCF and no same Banabacha, okay Banabacha, this what we can do for young people of Makana actually.
Well, in government you work in terms of policy, but I think for us to be able to work with policies that are available, we need to understand what exactly those policies say. Okay, the youth should have such facilities. It's just basic standard. But now we need to be inside to be able to address such things. But it would be unfair on our part to promise but this is what we're gonna do, because abantu badikiwe zi promises. But I think what is important is to have people say what their problems are. We jot them down, we not note them so that singasilibale, because it's easy to forget. So I think right now people should just communicate what they need. Then when we get into power, we say, okay, this is what the law says. This is how the government should respond to these crises.
Yeah. Also, MRA, and MRA is part of the MCF. I remember the other time, I think down like upper in Makanda, there were protests that like abantu bakwaqala should not pay rates kumasipala. And what I understand is that abantu baselokishini don't pay rates, and abantu baseTown pay rates, and abantu baselokishini benefit from abantu baseTown abaphatala rates, because we don't pay but we receive services from kumasipala. And now MCF is not for this part of the town, it's for everyone, like in the Makana area, so should we maybe expect this in that there's gonna be withhold of rates from abantu baphatala rates?
Okay, let me first kuba it could be misconstrued because abantu abaninzi abakwazi ukuhlula into organization engekho ipolitiki njenge MCF. MRA is not a political organization, and also involvement ye MRA kwizinto ezidibene ne MCF is to encourage abantu to vote differently. Uyabona? Not that they are supporting the actual MCF, but they are supporting the idea that people should look at different candidates. Sibonile ke ne MRA ibonile bayixesha elininzi politicians azidezize ngqo emhloleni. So isupporta ke ngoku abantu who are not politically inclined, but people who want to work. That's where MRA is MRA involved ngalo. It's not to support the actual organization, but what the organization is advocating and what the organization intends doing. Indaba ye rates, MRA has always advised abantu abazi members that ikubhatala kwe rates, government sees it as tax. So government will create umthetho in such a way that if you don't pay your rates, they will suspend the services. So if ever you're gonna suspend rates, you must put the money in some kind of a trust where people uningakwazi ke ukuyisebenzisa la mali to do other services, but the money needs to be there. That's what the law says. The money needs to be there
for everyone.
Like if ndizakuphendula ukuphendula ngale ndaba yobusithi abantu baselokishini abazibhatala, bakhona abantu abazibhatalayo but abakhona baninzi njengalapha eTown. Hence ke ngoku urhulumente enento ethi abantu who cannot afford rates, they must register as indigents so that they can get, depending on how much you get, Mhlambi you are 100% indigent because you have no income okanye le unayo it's just way too low for ba ungabhatala izinto ezifana ne-rates. So umntu onga-afford ukubhatala i-rates zakhe they should go to kamasipala ayoziregister as an indigent so that bazomscale ba okay this is how much discount we can give you based on the income you get.
Okay, so meaning like MCF would do the same for laba bantu so that nabo bangafeel like excluded from the services.
Yes, MCF would want to continue with recognizing abantu abazi-indigent that they also need services. You know.
You're a candidate of Ward 8. What is the thing ngaqala ngapha?
And parts of ilokish kancinci kodwa yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fingo like kwelicala yabona apha ngasemagazini part
Yes.
yeah kwelicala lelokishi lithi but it's a very small portion. Yeah.
Okay. So you wanted us to be here also so that you can talk with abantu baka Ward 8 so that they get to know like who their candidate is. The people are here for you and we are here.
Okay. Ndiyacela abantu baseGeni that you consider ukuyisupporta ngevotes zenu iMakana Citizen Front. Andizukwenza zi-promises. No, I won't make promises. But one promise I can make is that I will listen because I think yonke into iqala ekumameleni. Ndiyaziqonda noba I'm going to sound like a broken record, but oko ndasebenzela iMakana Residents Association. For me, one thing which I have always felt is an issue is lack of communication from the municipality. Ndiya understand about ezinye ingxaki umasipala nazo ze-service delivery, they are deep-seated, they can never be fixed within a short space of time. But if people were to be made to understand kutheni into ethile ngezokwenzeka ngohlobo, then they can understand because now if ndiya understand why you can't help me, at least I'm position better to make decisions as informed because I've got the information rather than keeping quiet and let me fumble and make all kinds of assumptions after ndivotile uyayibona lendithile because when I vote for you I vote in good faith that noba kuzukwazi undinceda but you will listen to me, you will make sure where you can help me that you help me. Which I feel ixesha elininzi umasipala is failing dismally. That's the communication, but I think everything starts with communication because I cannot be able to help in addressing the problems, and rather let me say we cannot be able to address the issues because ukuba a councillor does not mean I have all the power, but I need the support of the community to put pressure kwabo basemagunyeni so that they can act accordingly. So the MCF is not about sending councillors to council to solve ingxaki zabantu, but to come back to people and say bantu okay nazi ingxaki sizilistile ezibenizithethile. So ipolicy karhulumente in addressing these problems ithi mosu urhulumente wesininzi ngurhulumente wabantu, which means aba bantu bathumelela umuntu ecouncileni elona lizwi lelabo wena you are just a mouthpiece. You are not there. Ifana negqwetha alikuthetheleli, but lona because they are schooled in law bazawuthetha better okanye they will be able to identify ezi zinto wena zomthetho that you are not literate in. So igqwetha they work on instruction same as a councillor, it works on instruction their constituents. So basically ours is to say we are willing and we are ready to work on your instruction as the people who have voted us into power.
Okay. And I think you were smart with it because I know abantu bakwecala of the town, the communication yabo is mostly social media and Facebook because izikhalazo ezininzi endizibonayo zabantu are always posted on Facebook, on the groups or on Facebook. So going forward now, do you believe now you can communicate nabantu like through like where they are, like digital media platforms, or you also like gonna go to people out there? Because I know like for instance now like abantu baselokishini don't have access to the internet, Or even like the smartphones, like mama kulbe utabana smartphones but no delili and all that stuff. So information for bona ayi khawulezi ifike unless bekho abazukulwana bakwazi ukuthi mama ukunenjena even leyo ngibone kula group bese lapha eMakhanda. So for wena, what are the mediums you're gonna use? I know you are here now, you're smart about it because you are here as Makana TV to give you a platform so you can talk with Abandu. So from here going forward, like how are you going to communicate like Nabandu as a ward councillor so that you can be visible? Because I know some of the ward councillors, we don't know on like Banabile, like Abandu.
I'm the kind of person that believes you should meet people kule ndawo bakuyo. Uyayibona nditho. If umzekelo, I was working at Rhodes in 2012, and I always found it so strange that I have to send umntu lapha building an email. I know email officialize a business, ne? But what I would do, I would go to the person and knock on their door and say, "This is what I'm thinking," and then go and send them an email.
Okay.
So I believe ingaske ubonakale ebantwini, and umna ke ndingumuntu womoya. I believe in sensing your energy. Xa ndilapha phambi kwakho ndiyakwazi ukuthi ndikujongile ngoku ndikubona uyahleka but I can sense ba awuhleki. So ngaske mna ndibe phambi kwabantu ndithethe nabo. So for abantu endiyaziyo but they cannot reach as digital platforms, I would want to meet them. Kamandi imithetho i-protocols ze-COVID ziyavuma that we can meet in outside spaces, and abanye koceba bazibamba ii-meetings benza njalo like uCouncillor Xonxa. I normally see him with abantu beward yakhe phaa kwaThatha ethafeni ephaya nabo xa ene-meetings nabo. So if I have to go and hold a meeting nam nabantu ethafeni endiyaziyo ba andikwazi ubafumana okanye bakwazi undifumana ngenxa yee-limitations ze-data nentoni, then let me go and meet those people there. Because xa ndifuna uvotelwa mos ndizayonkqonkqoza kwakho emnyango ndithi ndingene ndizazise and hold your baby and kiss them and hug and ntontoni ndiphinde lethi kwakho. Utheni ngoku xa ndikwipower ndingenongayenzi loo nto leyo.
No, Dakuva, Sis Dakuva, and like we thank you for calling us here namhlanje because now I'm fully informed now on what is going to happen with MCF like from now going forward. And I think between me and you, I don't know if maybe we should go out of this, but I believe Tina as South Africans, not as in Upper Makanda even, like we are free, that we are free now like to vote, like anyway. So I think we were given like the political freedom back then. Anytime we worked toward like we are free and we can vote now. Like, do you think like political freedom is enough without the economy? As like just between me and you,
it can never be enough, because if it was enough ukuba politically free, abelungu nabo ngeba behleli bevota qha and not include us, ne? Bayasinikile, because it means nothing. Look at the constitution. It's beautifully written, but it's full of shit.
Yeah.
It says nobody should go to bed hungry. How many people go to bed with hungry?
Quite a lot.
Umzekelo ithi wonke umuntu ufuneka abe access to education. Can you just take your child to VG ayofunda khona? You can't. So that is just a load of shit yamagama that mean it ayina substance that thing. If you have all these rights, the constitution does not give you rights, it just lists them. You are born with your rights as a human, they are inherent. If there's God, it's God who gives you rights, because it's him who gives you life. Yes, if there's God.
No, this will be maybe a conversation for some other time, because this conversation can like take us somewhere that we don't want to go.
It would be nice, I think one day when situations allow, have like some kind of a studio audience vibe kind of a thing, and have people discussing different issues.
Yeah, I'm sure they're clear that now we share the same sentiment. Okay, for some other time. Ekse Z'thini, we are here. MCF. We're gonna be up in no time. So make sure you check us out. Also check out the episodes like all the time. Make sure you have to share the content. Make sure you call us out like wherever you are. We're gonna be coming to your place, like shoot wherever you prefer. So yeah, siyabulela for watching. Peace.